Well, hi. I hope I have a steady enough connection with this hotel because I am doing my first live stream from a hotel and I do not have it hardwired, so I apologize if it's spotty, bouncy, does something wacky. But we'll see because you never know what kind of connection you'll get in the hotel, even when it's paid internet. But yeah, welcome to my hotel room. Hello. Yeah, this is a beautiful suite, and my client is awesome because they put me in a suite. That always makes you feel nice, right, about yourself. But I wanted to throw out this question today about whether or not you're willing to attend an in-person event yet, and why or why not. I'd love to know. I mean, if you want to throw in the chat, if oh, thanks, Troy Kearley. What? Troy Kearley, it's been too long, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks for saying hi. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know, Troy, are you willing to attend events right now? And hi, Janet from Michigan. Sounds looks good. Thank you. All right. So we're on a Wi-Fi connection here at this beautiful hotel. I'm in a massive, beautiful suite. You want to kind of see a little bit of, yeah, they gave me this nice suite here. So look at that. There's a whole sitting room area. There's my kitchen. And I mean, the bedroom's over there. It's like a whole other wing over there. But you know what? At the same time as I'm doing this event here in this surprise location, secret location, I'm just curious if you're willing to attend a live event or not yet, because a lot of people have told me they're still not into it. So I was just curious where the general population is going with it, because I'm telling you, this has been an awesome experience. You see, yesterday I had my first flight since February of 2020. My first flight, yes, mask, glasses, headphones, hiding in the corner. I made sure I didn't breathe on anybody. I didn't go, "Hey, how are you? Can you see what I'm doing under this mask?" No, nobody spoke to anyone, and that was wild on the airplane. But it was so clean. In fact, you walked on the airplane, they handed you hand sanitizer. I found that interesting as well. Nobody in the middle seat. That was cool. Had a good flight here. It was quite a long flight that I went on, and so when I got to the airport, got my bag, everything was fascinating. I hadn't been to Salt Lake Airport yet, which is brand new and beautiful. Congratulations to Corey Moore, Big D Construction, for putting together a huge project right in the middle of the quarantine and COVID last year to revamp the Salt Lake Airport. My buddy over at Big D Construction, they did an amazing job. It's beautiful. And then I landed at my destination. I got in the Uber. We're all masked up. Everybody's fine. And I'm just giving you kind of a rundown of what it was like. I got to the hotel. While I walked into the hotel, there was a guy there with like a temperature thing for your face. And you just had to look at it like, that's the face I did. I was like, "Can I do this?" And he was all, "Is that a normal face?" I said, "Yeah." So I did my face, and then my temperature was fine. And he goes, "Go ahead and check in, sir, and register for your room, your massive suite." And so here I am. I know I've had some peers that have said, "I do not want to do a live event. I don't want to go in person. I don't want to travel anywhere." And I respect that. I get it. But I'm curious if you are willing to go and do an event. Are you willing to go and attend or speak at or perform at, depending on who's watching? I'm just curious if you're willing to. Let's see. We have some comments here. Nathan Watley says, "Yes, it's time." Thanks, Nathan. All right. Right on. That's good. Francis Capolino says, "Hi." Hi, Francis. Hi, Francis. Good to see you. Let's see what we got here. Tina Altman says, "I am. Most of my clients are not ready." Come on, people. Yeah. You know, that's what's cool about Tina. Tina's a great ambassador for all people like me. She's somebody that gets speakers like me on stages, and I'm grateful for her. So she's ready to go. Are you? And Troy Kearley, what do you say? "I have no problem attending a live event." All right, awesome. Janet King, "Yes, I'm attending a dinner and musical event in May." Okay, you see, that's how we do it when we're extra nerdy. We got a lot of people saying they'll attend. Let's see, what does Jane say? Yes. Okay, so I'm finding this interesting. A lot of people saying yes. Ashley McCauley says, Depends on if it's indoors or outdoors. Really? So I'd like to know what you mean by that. I mean, if it's like spaced out, or if it's like a tight little space, or what if it's a huge room, but they've spaced everyone out within the room, Ashley, and others? I'd love to know your thoughts, because here's what happened. Check into my room, beautiful suite, blown away. Client treats me so well. This is the first event that I've gone out of state to in 14 months. You see, I'm used to just being in my house doing these virtual events, which is fine. But I'll tell you, there's something nice about checking into a hotel after all of these months, especially when you're used to diamond status on an airplane and the top status at the hotels, and then you don't get to do that for a year plus. It's crazy. So when I checked into the hotel, they said to me, you cannot go to the event until you have been tested. I said, tested for what? Like test my arm strength? Oh, hello. No, not that kind of test. I was like, oh, like multiple choice math? No. They said, we're going to do a nasal swab. Oh, man. Nasal swab? How many of these do I need, man? And so they said, you can't go to the event without the nasal swab and the test. Okay. So this morning I went down to the registration area and they said, come this way, Mr. Hewlett. And they sat me in a little chair behind a curtain. There was all these cubicle type things set up behind drapes, and they swabbed my nose. Doctors were there on standby, and they tested me for COVID. I was like, holy cow, they're really taking this serious, which I appreciate. Apparently, no one can present, no one can get on stage, no one can even go near the room unless they have a purple, not a Fitbit. This is called I call it a fat bat for my walking, because as my friend Ryan Hamilton says, now we're counting steps to see that we were actually moving. He's a genius. Not my Fitbit. I'm talking about this purple little bracelet. You can't get in the gig without that. That means they've tested every person that comes in that ballroom. Interesting. I did not know that was the requirement. I mean, I was like, what happens if I do test positive? I'm like, I think I have something bad. Then they would say, go home. Luckily, I don't have it, so they're letting me in. But you have to have the bracelet. And here's the other thing. I walked into this humongous ballroom, huge. It could seat, I bet, 5,000 people. They had about 2,700 chairs set up, and every 2 chairs had a thing on it, a little sign that said, do not sit here, social distancing. And it was like that the whole place. So it's 1 seat you can sit in, and then 2 had to be empty on both sides of you. Pretty impressive. So they're expecting around 800 people, I guess. I'm just curious, would you feel safe? Would you feel this is okay if they're testing you before you walk in the hotel? If you're having to be socially distanced on the plane? If you are having an Uber ride with the mask all covering you up? If they're then testing you to get into the actual event? Inside, would you go to that event? I'll be here for almost a week. I'm excited for it, but I'm blown away by the precautions they're taking as keeping everyone safe. I think that's impressive. I just am curious if that would be something that you would think would say to yourself, yeah, I'm willing to go. I mean, this company, and I'm not going to say it because, they've asked us not to say anything about, events because people are still talking about it so much. But I mean, the candid, honest truth is that I think it's great. I am thrilled to be here. They are keeping their promise to me. They're keeping their promise to their client. They're keeping their promise to the hotel. They're keeping their promise to the caterer. They're keeping their promise to do an event together, and they're keeping everyone safe and socially distanced. Testing people just to get in the door. You have to have a little band saying you have a negative test. Impressive. Let's see what we've got here. Everybody's chiming in. My buddy Ryan Anderson, bring back the live events. Bring them back. Ryan, dude, we need to bring back. I'm seeing them coming back. I'm getting booked almost every single day, or at least people are reaching out saying, we need you at our event. Are you doing events? I'm like, yes. Why would you think I'm not? Because obviously I'm doing a ton on virtual, but I've done over 100 events virtually since last April. Crazy. But yes, Ryan, I'm with you, man. Bring back live events. I hope I get to come back to yours, man. You do some of my favorites I've ever done. Troy Kearley, miss and love you, brother. Thanks, man. It's been a long time, my man. And then Ashley says, huge room spaced would be better. For me personally, I'm thrilled that you're doing an in-person show. Yeah, I'm thrilled too. Honestly, even just doing the sound check today, because it took half the day to do sound check, walk through, rehearsals, all the stuff we're doing. I was so happy to finally have professionals all around me in front of me. A stage manager telling me what to do. Sound and light team way back there. Spotlights, camera workers, the people backstage running all the PowerPoints and the teleprompters. And then, of course, the event planning team. They're all excited and saying hello, and they're all elbow bumping each other and keeping their masks on. I was like, this is so impressive. I miss this in a huge way. I can't wait to get on stage. And I'm so glad that they put this event together. It's a big deal. Let's see. Francis, what do you say, Francis? Yes, I would. You would attend a live event? Impressivo. Okay, how about Deborah Stafford? It's totally insane. What? What's insane? I want to know. What are you talking about? Deborah, I mean, I can totally be swayed. If you think it's insane, I want to know why. What's insane about it right now between vaccines and people taking temperatures and all of that sort of stuff? If they take those kind of measures, is it still insane to you? Because if it is, I'd like to know what would make it so it's not insane. I'm very curious. And I think that's a funny response. If you're still with us, Deborah, let me know. And then Janet says this, I'm happy for you. Wow, major testing, nice. Not sure I want to test, ouch. So the test was very simple. It was just that little nose swab, like with a Q-tip, you know, and she did the nose swab thing, and then I went, oh, that tickles, and she was like, and then I was like, sorry, and then she did the other nose, and I went, oh, what did you hit there, a nerve? And she's like, and then she said, I don't know if I should laugh, and then she went and tested it, and we're fine. Jeannie Robertson has been flying and performing live. I know, Jeannie's all over the place. She's a legend. If you don't know who Jeannie Robertson is, check her out. The great Jeannie Robertson. Okay, we're getting some good responses here. Jennifer Justison says, I would not need any of those precautions and would still feel 100% safe. Your best mask is a healthy immune system. All right. Yeah, okay, so a lot of you are in favor of doing a live event. Impressive. Okay. And some of you are still like, this is kind of crazy. I get it. All right, Scott Bloom, what does he say? One of the masters of ceremonies in the whole world. Scott says, I'm just looking for a shout out. Scott, I love you, man. I know you're just looking for a shout out. Scott's the best MC you could have for an event like, I don't know why they hired me. It's probably because Scott was unavailable. This is the only event I'm going to MC for the entire year. And so I'm Scott. Scott, today I was like, they should have had Scott. Why am I doing this? And then I kept looking around for Chad, and then I remembered this was a live. We are going to slowly come back. Is this a company event or association? Good question. This is a company. And I would imagine that associations will be slower to come back because of liability and concern with all the different companies sending to an association. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But companies are having events. I'm getting booked for events. I'm getting I got 3 requests this morning, and I'm getting requests every day. I booked, I think, 3 or 4 last week for the coming months. It's coming back. It's awesome. And of course, there's still some that are saying, hey, we need to do it virtual. And I say, okay, great, whatever you need. But if you can do it live, keep everyone safe, keep them socially distanced, even in a space like that, can we make it work? And yes, Scott, they need to have you, man. You're so freaking funny. Carlos Palomo, hello, my friend. Thank you for being here, brother. And yes, Scott Bloom, thank you for laughing with me. I love you, man. My brother Josh Hewlett, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. Josh Hewlett, you should post the statement, bring back live events, change my mind on a poster. Sit at a table and debate it. That's funny. Maybe we'll do that for the next live. Maybe I'll do that at the event itself with like the lights shining behind me. If I have good enough Wi-Fi, I'll do that. That's funny. Bring back live events, change my mind. Nice. Thank you, Josh. Dave Gordon, I'm for both virtual and in person since I'm hearing impaired. Oh, I get that. Awesome. I can go back and rewatch things that I missed in the conversation. That's fascinating. I had not thought about that. But yes, certainly for those with the hearing impairment is certainly a very helpful thing to have, especially in a situation where like this, perhaps on Facebook or LinkedIn, you have the closed captions where it types and generates right away. That's helpful. That's great point, Dave. I did not think about it. See, I love it when we get participation. Thank you. So, like my brother Josh said, bring back live events, change my mind. All right, that's funny. I'm all for the events. I'm blown away by the precautions they're taking for this one. I'm so excited to do this event, and I have been preparing just as often as I can, reading the script, going through it over and over, back and forth, tongue twisters in there, trying to make it so that I really say everything well, because I get to introduce some pretty significant people to the stage. Some, in fact, that I was surprised were even doing events themselves, and they're celebrity speakers. I get to be the master of ceremonies for this one, and like I say, I don't do masters of ceremonies very much anymore, but I'm honored to be a part of this. This is so cool to be a part of a live event again. So thank you, Dave, for your thoughts there. And then Janet says, masks and social distancing are enough for me. Yeah, it seems like that's how a lot of the events are going. I have never been tested before walking in, never had to have a bracelet before I got in, never had the temperature test before checking into a hotel. But yeah, keeping the mask on, that's important. And so as the MC, I'm just going to keep reminding everyone, the only way we can keep this event rolling is if we stick to the rules. It's a promise that we make not only to the people around us, but to ourselves and to the opportunity we have to have an event live. It's important. And so I appreciate this conversation with you today. If you're watching on replay, do like a hashtag replay. If you want to share this, I would love to know what other people think. I'm sure we'll get some more comments and thoughts, but thank you for joining me today from my beautiful suite and hotel room. Yes, in an undisclosed location. I'm glad the internet held on. Yeah, see, that's kind of nice. I got my, right here. I've got my my stash of food for when I travel. You know what it is? Sardines, almonds. Yeah, I think that's about all I brought. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably be running downstairs for some Oreos later. But in the meantime, I'm holding strong. Doing my first on-the-road live event. So excited about it. Thanks for joining me today. Are you willing to attend a live event? Why or why not? Hey, make me change my mind if you have to. But hey, you know what? It's a wonderful thing to be a part of an event like this. So we'll have a good time. And thank you for joining me today. Hope you have a great week. And if there's a live event, I hope you'll go. And if you don't go, I hope you have fun wherever you are. Even if it's in your house, like, this is fun, I'm in my house. Those are cool too. Have a good day. See ya.